This inline data is extremely useful and we have covered that in the last video. Now let's talk about one more scenario at this place. Remember, in this inline data, we are writing the hard-coded data in these parameters. What will happen if I want to get this data from some other method? It means I am having one method at this place. Here I'm writing private. Let's write static string. I am having this kind of method at this place. What will happen if I want to use this get data method? So just assume that instead of writing this hard-coded data, I want to write this kind of method. What I'm writing, inline data, and here I'm writing this get data, comma. So I'm saying that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there will be 5 values at this place. But immediately we notice that we are getting one error. The problem is that if you are using the inline data, then you can use only the values that are available at the compile time. You will get the error if you are trying to create some instance over here, or if you are trying to get the data from some other place. This will simply not work in the inline data. There is one more problem in this inline data. So suppose you are having one very complex logic and you want to reuse some of the logic. If you are writing some other unit test cases, could be for the same method or could be for some other method, you have to rewrite all these inline data. So suppose in this inline data you are writing maybe 50 attributes. You have a very complex logic and you want to test 50 attributes over there. So you have to write this line 50 times. Same situation is with one another method. You want to test all those scenarios with the another method also. So you have to write all those inline data attributes again the same number of times. So this is something that is not available in the inline data. So how do we fix that? To fix it, there is one more attribute available in xUnit and the name is member data. This was inline data. Now we have to work with the member data. So how to use the member data? Member data basically will come from a method. You have to create your own method at this place. Here I'm writing public static and make sure you are creating the method in the same way. Here I'm writing this I enumerable. Here I'm writing this object, the list of object. You can give any meaningful name to your method. Suppose I'm writing this get data. Now you can use this yield keyword, return new object and any number of parameters that you are expecting in your data. So suppose we are having two parameters at this place, we can pass 2 at this place. If you are expecting 3, you can pass 3 at this place. You can also simplify it, but this is the best version. You should use this yield return. Otherwise, you can also go with that return keyword. You can use the return keyword and create the new instance of this I enumerable. That will also work. Suppose I'm adding some more lines. Suppose this is 3 and this time I will be having maybe 4. So let's just change it like this. Now we have to use it in this method. How do we use it? So let's just comment all of them like this, and here you will notice that we are getting the error that either use this inline data, member data or the class data. Now this time we have to use the member data. How do we do that? Simply write the member data and inside this member data you have to provide the method name. You have to use this name of operator and you have to use this get data. That's it. This is what you have to use. You can also use the collection expressions at this place just to keep it simple like this. This is also a more cleaner approach. Let's do that also. So I'm using the same method, but this time instead of using this inline data, I'm using the member data. Now let's run this unit test case and see how this will work. So I'm running it. You can notice that one of the test case is failing. Okay, so which one is failing? The second one is failing. So here we are saying that 1, 2, 3, 4 and we are writing 5 over here. So it should be 4. Save the changes, run the unit test case again like this and see how this will work. This time you can notice that all 3 unit test cases, so these 3 are coming only from this place, right? Why they are 3? Because we are passing 3 inputs at this place. That is why these 3 unit test cases are working fine. You can use the member data like this. Now remember the old situation where we were having that get data method to get the string from some other method. How do we do that in case of the member data? So we can do that also. Suppose I'm having this method over here. I'm using this get name and let's use the same name over here. Maybe replace the first one like this. and see how this will work. Now let's just run this unit test case and see how this will work. So click over here, run all. You can notice that all of them are successful. So it means if you are having any kind of instance data that you'll get from some other place, you can use the member data in that case and you can write your logic. This logic was not possible in the inline data, but now it is possible. One more benefit is that remember the same situation I was saying that if you have to write one more unit test case where you have to pass these inputs, in case of inline data, you will have to repeat them. But in case of member data, you can simply use this attribute, just use this in multiple test cases, that will also work. There is one more benefit at this place. You can also combine this inline data and the member data. How? If I uncomment them, you can notice that in the same method, this time I'm using inline data and the member data, both of them. If I run this unit test case now, see what will happen. You can notice that this time we are passing 7 inputs in this method and we are having all 7 test cases at this place. 4 are coming from this inline data, 3 are coming from this member data, and we are having all 7 of them. Just figure out the best scenario for your unit test case. If it suits inline data, go with that. Or you think that you are working with the complex data or you want to segregate your logic at some other place, feel free to use the member data. That is all about the member data in this video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.